Our buds at Natsumi sent me a code for River City Rival Showdown. This is in the River City Ransom series of games, which has a very convoluted history. River City Ransom originally came out for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It actually became my favorite game for that system, and I've always been partial to this kind of kooky, retro, old-school style of video game where you get these blocky characters and you get into these beat-em-up type situations, but it's fused with a lot of cool RPG mechanics where you can outfit your character in funky costumes, which give them skill buffs and things like that. You learn all kinds of new maneuvers in your fighting as you progress through various stages in this game. And basically the concept is you're maneuvering around inside of a city, and you're a high school kid that's a tough guy at your school, and you get challenged by other high school kids out there. You get asked to partake in some adult situations, like go into a bar with some strange dude that wants to sit down and have a drink with you. And there's this constant fourth wall breaking sense of humor and irreverence about this game, which I really like. But what the game kind of boils down to is that you are squaring off against other rivals, as the title implies. So you'll have to fight other high schoolers out there that have some skills. And the sort of difficulty is all over the map in this. At first, everybody's sort of going down pretty easily. It's pretty easy to just sort of punch and kick your way through. You start adding to some of your skill meters to make your punch a little bit more effective, or your kick a little more effective, or your agility, or your luck. And then you start to witness that the enemies that you face have more and more skill, and they're tougher to take down, especially when they come in horde mode and there's a bunch of them all around you, and everybody's a little blocky little character, and so sometimes it becomes incredibly difficult to decipher where you are, and so you get surrounded, and sometimes you're fighting in front of telephone poles and things like that, so you get lost and then you're dead and you got to start over again. And they did something different with this game. They actually added a bit of a timer to it, as opposed to previous River City games where it was kind of like a long story thing and people would just come at you and you'd be fighting and fighting and fighting until you beat the boss and then it was over. This is more, you've got a few days to kind of boost up your character as much as you can by beating various goons in various back alleys and inside of arenas and shady clubs and all kinds of places throughout the map. And then at the end of that, you've got the battle day, and you've got to go and prove your worth and show that you've got all the skills that it will take to make you the toughest dude in town and take out the other high schoolers that are out to get you. They basically want to take over the high schools. It's all very dramatic, and something tells me that I should be thankful that I actually didn't go to high school in Japan, because there seems to be quite a few of these games where high school and the drama and everybody's like really mean to each other. There's a lot of games like that for some reason. So basically you've got to become good at this as quickly as you can, make the right choices. The timer's counting down on each of the days as well, so the day will be over and you're like, damn, I didn't get to beat up everybody, or you had to restart again. And there are some buffs and there are some things that you can spend money on because you're earning money. I love the fact that change just falls out of pockets and is bouncing and you got to collect it before it disappears. That's been a mainstay in the River City games from the beginning. But you got to collect all this change and collect as much money as you can, and you can buy books that will give you power-ups, or buy things that will give you health points back without taking any time. But if you sit down in a restaurant, it will actually take time in the day to heal you, and you don't want that clock to tick down because you're trying to level up as quickly as you can before you have that final battle. And so that's kind of cool, but what I don't like about it, apart from the fact that when it's in a huge cluster, it's really hard to see where your guy is that if you don't make it to the end, you will end the game, the credits will roll, you have to watch all the credits roll, there's no skipping on any of the conversations or anything, and then you can start all over again. You can either start from day one or you can start from your save point, but then if you don't do it again off of where your save point is, you got to watch those credits roll, can't skip them, and then you got to start the whole damn process all over again. I wish there was a little more elegance with the way that you could plow through some of this unnecessary information, because there's a bit of a Groundhog Day element to all of this. But you know what? This series has always charmed me. They also include this fictional video game variant on River City called Double Dragon Duel, because River City and Double Dragon have an intertwined kind of history, and that's kind of fun too, where you're basically squaring off against opponents and trying to get to the end boss fight and beat the boss fight. You can share that with another 3DS owner as well through download play. So you can, off of one copy of the game, you can both be playing the Double Dragon Duel. River City Rival Showdown is also a cooperative game. You can play that with another person. I like this game a lot. It really speaks to the retro gamer in me and the lifelong River City Ransom fan that I am. I'm going to give River City Rival Showdown a 7.5 out of 10.